I want my sex tonight.
More biggie.
You're a user, Muhammad.
I did the BG, no for real.
Bitch ass, slut ass whore.
You don't like it?
Why are you wasting money going to Grenada?
Who is the damn between wheel die? Good night.
Welcome everybody to another episode of 90 Day Fiancé. I Want My Podcast. My name is Miguel.
And I'm Jenna.
And today we are here to talk about 90 Day Fiancé Season 7, Episode 12. I Do and I Don't, Part 2. And also this show is not brought to you, but we will be drinking Tania wine made with organic grapes.
It's 2 p.m. on a Friday, and
yes,
we're drinking wine.
We are getting wild. No work today for either one of us, so we are free to do whatever we want.
It's great.
And it's also Jenna's birthday. So
no, it was yesterday.
Well, it still counts.
Yeah. I believe in the birthday week. I think that's the most important
technically
thing.
this is still your birthday week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good. You know, we're good. We're good.
I know. You did such a good job celebrating my birthday. I can't thank you enough. You made me feel so special.
The thing that inspired me to do that was you. You did that for my birthday.
Oh, yeah?
Except that you weren't stealthy about it. You were like, blah, I'm going to make noise. And it kind of failed because I'm always up before you anyways.
I know. That was the hard part.
So,
but I was stealthy because you had no idea that I had hid about a dozen helium balloons in one of our closets. So that's pretty stealthy.
And it was funny because I heard something in the
one
studio.
Popped.
And I was like, something happened. Something fell in the closet maybe? Because like shit's always falling around here. So I was
we have ghosts.
So I thought I was coming here into the studio and checking it out, but Jenna's like, nah, don't worry about it.
It's nothing.
It's probably nothing. It's probably something that like a board or something that fell. Like, and I was like, yeah, you're right. But I'm pretty sure you were like sweating.
I was.
Because you thought I was going to find out
And I thought they were all going to pop before I could like give them to you.
They all ended up on the floor anyways.
Yeah, they were not good helium balloons. I kind of want to write a bad review of the place where I got them.
Let's do it.
No, I feel bad. It's like an adorable children's toy store, and those are like few and far between in real life. I feel like Toys R Us and Amazon kind of ruin those like local children's toy stores. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to add to that. But anyway, yeah. Special birthdays. Now we're January. We both have January birthdays. Beginning of the month for Miguel, end of the month for me. Mm-hmm. And now we're over the hump.
Yeah, we're over the hump now. Yeah. We're good to go.
I don't think we have anything to celebrate until like May. And no birthdays.
Wow,
in our families.
Whose birthday?
I don't know.
I think my dad's birthday is coming up.
His is in April, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
April 13th.
Oh, okay.
We'll say happy birthday to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Yeah,
but we should say.
Hold on.
What?
So the wine made with organic wine. Organic grapes.
It's got a beautiful bottle. That's why I chose it. Yeah. It's got some really nice art with two flowers and a bee.
I feel like you could have made those flowers.
I know. It kind of looks like my style.
So I feel like maybe that's why you bought it, because you're like, this looks like... You know what they should do? We should do a wine with a label, but it's just white. Mm-hmm. And then you get to do whatever you want on it.
Oh, that's fun. You could even do like a paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's a great idea, Miguel. Thank you. Thank you very much, Miguel.
We should talk to Michael about that.
Oh, we should. Yeah, we should hit up Michael.
Marketing idea.
And be like, hey, Michael, listen. We got an idea. No. This one's cool.
Yeah. Solid.
It's a solid idea.
You do the grapes, we'll do the bottle.
Yeah. So, yes, anyways, that's Tania wine, organic grapes, really good.
Super good.
It's cheap. Between, $10, $15?
Yeah, I feel like every bottle we have done so far is under $20.
It's very affordable.
Yeah.
Very nice tasting.
And then we go to like our friend's house and they spend a bit more and we taste it and it's like, oh my God, this is incredible. We have no comments about it.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the key to life. Lower your expectations.
Yeah.
So when you get something good, you'll appreciate it.
Right. But point being, like, you can find wines that are within that range that are great. And that's what we're in search of. We give everything a chance. And then we'll get those really good wines and we'll be like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
This was great.
Always great.
Yeah.
Okay, babe. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, I like this one.
Smooth. It's got a cool finish to it.
Very smooth. I like it a lot.
Ooh, it's got some nice caramel undertones.
I like it because it's like it gives you the impression it's going to be dry, but then it's not.
Yeah. It's
So
super wet.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
this wine.
It's good.
It smelled more, it smelled better
Yeah, on the
on the cork.
yeah.
But now when I taste, do you think it's because we let it breathe?
I think it's all about letting the wine breathe. I really do. We should get like a carafe, like a wine carafe, so we can
should.
actually let it breathe.
We should. All right. Well, anyways, that's enough talking about us and enough talking about the wine and birthday celebrations. And let's talk about what we're really here for, which is to follow us on Instagram at 90DF_. I won my podcast.
Right.
I won my podcast on Facebook. And if you really like what we're doing and you want to keep supporting us, please consider joining Patreon.
So true.
We deliver all of the episodes earlier over there, and then we put them out on Podbean and Apple Podcasts, basically for the general population. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
General population sounds like I'm talking about like maybe it's all the jail documentaries I've been watching lately, but
Right. Gen Pop.
the general public. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have 3 different tiers. One is just to support, which is really nice, and it's a $1 tier. The second one is $3. That's you get part 1 early, and then there's the $5 ones, which you basically get part 1 and part 2 earlier. So it's a little benefits to every different tier, and just still supporting us.
Yeah, and we do have ads coming back too, just so everyone knows.
Right.
And with Patreon, you don't have ads
No ads on those
for tier
podcasts.
3 and 5, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So now that we got those out of the way, we are going to start the show right now. So, babe, why don't we hop on the 90DF Express and head over to Colchester, Connecticut
Oh yeah.
to see how the devil is doing.
Oh God. Wow. Well, every devil, no matter how devilish, wants to wear a wedding dress on her wedding day, except for Tanya.
And can I say this?
What?
14 days to wed.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, that's soon. That's really soon to be finding your wedding dress.
Well, I mean, she had plenty of time, but she decided to go to Costa Rica instead.
True.
So whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Tanya.
Yeah, just a, different set of planning priorities for Tanya. Interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's shopping for a wedding dress.
And who does she go with?
Her mom, Rahana, her sister, and her 3 BFFs, 2 of which we know, and then there's one new one. Because two of them were with her and Sinjin on Sinjin's first day here. First 3 days here, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and they wouldn't go home. And Sinjin was like, why aren't they going home? Like, I'd love to spend time with you. And I feel like I was the only one who thought that was weird.
No, I think a lot of people thought it was weird. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of people in Sinjin were like, this is
All
fucking
of us
weird,
together.
man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. When are they going to leave, man? Come on, bro.
So they're back.
Yeah,
and
they
I
are
think,
back.
I think they're good friends, but I think they're enablers of Tanya. But then we see in this segment them pushing back a little bit. Like still being supportive, but also kind of like questioning, but not in a very effective way.
Not very effective because Tanya shows up and she tells the lady in the dress shop that she doesn't want a traditional white dress. She tells her that she wants a black, a red, or a champagne color.
Right. But champagne would look beautiful on her. And that's still
You
like
think
in
so?
the wedding. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think
Well,
that'd
like the
look
skin
really
tone?
nice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you think anything champagne will look good on me?
I think
'Cause
so.
we're basically, Tanya and I are basically the same skin
Yeah.
tone.
It's basically like a cream with a little taupe in it. So kind of like a pinkish cream.
Kind of like the hoodie I'm wearing right now?
No, that's salmon.
Never mind. I don't
Yeah.
know colors.
If you made that pastel and then like toned it down a little, yes.
Yeah, but it kind of like brings it back to like what you were saying, because like that's where the friends were like, no, maybe you should just do some wedding stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
they
you
kind of
do-
like rib her a little bit in their like talking head interview, and they're like, yeah, she's like a non-traditional bride and like she's really into that, but like we want to see her in a wedding dress.
Right. She basically wants what people don't get.
Yeah, like no matter what it is, like she'll just be the antithesis or want the antithesis of that. Or
And I think this is for like the first time ever, but that might be the first time ever actually that I say something about Tanya that I can kind of relate.
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I go buy clothes, I don't buy clothes because I'm like, oh, this suits me. Like I'm like, this is cheap and nobody wanted to buy it. And like I've seen the discounts on the clothes, like say a pair of pants. Mm-hmm. It starts out at like, you know, like $70. And then you see a price tag that says $50. And then they discounted it to like $30.
Right.
And then you see another tag that says they discounted it to like $17. And finally they're like $3.
We'll give it to you for $3.
We'll give it to you for $3.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
like,
how much we can't sell this.
right. I'm like, that's for me.
Yeah.
That's for me. Because I feel like nobody else has those jeans now. Mm-hmm. And the very few people that have it I'll probably never see them.
You're all in a special club together, though.
Right. So I kind of get why she wants to have something that is not the same, that is different from everybody else. But at the same time, I think we're coming from different places.
Yeah.
I think she does it to be like, I don't follow whatever you say, and I do it because I'm cheap.
Right. And she does it to, like, have a personality, too.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Like, that's, like, part of, like, what she wants all of us to know about her is that she's different and she's unique and she wants us to see it on her.
Right, but it just comes across
it's not
as a
genuine. Yeah, I feel like it's not genuine. It's more of like a strategy move, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Whereas me, I've always wanted like a pink or lavender dress. I think that would look really nice.
A pink. I think pink is your color. I like pink on you.
Yeah, I never wear it.
You have one pink coat that is really nice and you never wear.
It's hard to wear because it's like a light wool and it's
maybe like a fall kind of thing?
Yeah, it's either like a warm fall or spring kind of thing. And like in New England, that's like maybe 2 days out of the months that you would think are fall and spring. So it's a rare coat, but I like to look at it.
Yeah,
it's very special.
like it.
Yeah.
So anyways, Tanya goes in to get her first wedding, which is a black one.
Mm-hmm. It's a black lace, and everyone's underwhelmed. Everyone's like,
yeah,
okay.
She comes out and everybody's like, and one of her friends actually made her voice heard. She was like, I really don't care for it. And I feel like everybody sitting on those couches when she came out had the same reaction that everybody had back at home watching the show.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a wedding dress that you pick if you don't like your friends. And you just like, picked
like you picked
random...
the one to make them look bad so you stand out.
Yeah, but yeah, that too. And like if you don't really like know your bridesmaids and you're like, I'll just get something that'll look good on everyone. And it's like a random black lace.
Okay.
It was not great.
Yeah, she did not look good.
Yeah.
And pretty much everybody told her like no, that's not it.
Not for you, Tanya. Let's move on. And then I think it was her sister who was the one that's like, let's just really like see you in something just to get like a baseline feeling.
Just for fun. Come on.
Yeah.
Shits and giggles. Come on, Tanya. Just try on an actual wedding dress.
That sister, we all like underestimated her at first in the first episode when we like saw her and how strongly she came on towards Tanya. I trust that sister to know Tanya. I trust whatever that sister thinks because she even knows how to handle her.
Yep, I do too. Yeah, she even like knows how to talk to her and everything. So yeah, then Tanya goes on to say, you know what? I don't agree with it, but like I'll definitely do it. And do you notice she got a new pink tank top?
No,
yeah,
I missed it.
Did.
Oh,
she
good catch.
Yeah. I got this in Costa Rica. While I was cheating on Sinjin.
It's one thing to know what you like, but it's another thing to just like have no other creativity to your clothes than just like a pink tank top.
I mean, and this is coming from the guy that in 8th grade, all we wore was orange.
Yeah, I
So,
love when your mom tells that story where she had to
so
go out and buy you
embarrassing.
all orange clothes.
Fed me orange soda, and I drank orange juice, and I had so I hate myself.
No. I wonder, like, I don't want to read into it too much, but I, like, think about that often. Like, what must you have thought when you were doing that? Like, why is the reason that you needed all orange everything?
I have no idea. Maybe I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what if I just wear all orange?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even get into my head to remember that. Like, I really want to know what I was thinking.
Yeah. Me too.
Because, like, it's not like I don't know, maybe I was trying to, like, stand out, or maybe it goes back to that thing, like, being different. I don't know. I really don't know.
It was definitely, like, a way to express yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that was, like, a clear way that you wanted to express yourself. That was very important to you, that everyone knew you were the orange guy.
But I didn't even like oranges. Like, I didn't like orange at all. Like, I maybe I saw something, like maybe like a hoodie or something, because I had, like, the thing they started was this like a zip up hoodie that I had that was orange and gray, but it was like an obnoxious orange, and I think I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was like very like modern, or like like it was fashion to me.
I'll tell you something. I think it was in 8th grade that I had a pair of orange FUBU sneakers, and
Why
they were like
are you wearing
shiny
FUBU?
plastic. It was 8th grade. So what was that, like early 2000s? Like I think it was 2001.
2001.
So that's why
when
I was
got
wearing
it.
FUBU, and I thought those were cool. So maybe it was like a thing back then.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I really don't know where it came from. I really don't. All I know is my mom said, "What do you like?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do I like?" Normally, people just goes, "Wear this." Now I'm like being tasked with choosing my own clothes.
Yeah, you had like choice.
Right. So I guess I just wanted to keep it simple. So I like that hoodie, and I didn't want to like match it with anything else. I was just like, everything orange. Fuck it. Let's just one color, everything. I had a pair of black Skechers that didn't have laces, because I hate laces. I always hated them.
Oh, yeah?
And this was the first pair that I had that didn't have them.
Oh, lucky
So I was
you.
very excited. I wore those things for like 2 years maybe.
Nice.
Anyways, back to the wedding
Oh,
shop.
yeah.
Yes.
So Tania is somewhere along the lines
Yes.
of all of this conversation.
She comes out.
Yeah, she tries on a new dress.
Mm-hmm. And it's the white one. Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
like white. It was like pinkish. Like it had like a little...
Yeah, it had like a tint to it.
Yeah,
like
a little
pink
tint, yes.
And then it had beads on top of it. Like it was all beaded in a pattern, like a nature kind of pattern. It looked nice on her.
You
Like,
think so?
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of like a brush towards champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of reminds me of like that color family that champagne would be in.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So it's like kind of like off. It's not like stark white.
Yeah.
It's not ivory. It's like a little off center with a tint.
I see.
Yeah.
I see,
So
I
it was like, it was kind of what she wanted, and she looked real nice. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but
It
like
didn't-
I liked it a lot better than black or red.
I mean, compared to the other dress, the dress that she tried on before, the black one, I mean, it was a lot better, and it made her look like a bride, but let's be real. It just...
Yeah, it wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Tanya. It's just your personality kind of blocks it. It blocks it. Personality is very important.
That's what I've been saying the past couple of episodes. Like, looks are nothing. Like, if you have a bad personality, that's going to like overshadow your looks 100%.
It's like when you scratch a ticket. Like,
do
you
you
know how
mean?
it's like theirs, it's just like on scratch, and then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I might win $1 million. And then you scratch it, and they're like, F you owe us $1 million.
Right.
It's kind of like that. Like, that's personality. Personality is that thing you scratch off.
Yeah.
When you scratch that off and you see what's behind it, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, not a winner. Tania's
And
not
Tania
a winner.
is not a winner.
That's a really good analogy.
Thank you.
You'll have to work on that one and make it into a joke.
Maybe.
So, but she did receive a lot more like positive comments from her entourage. I think they were trying to kind of like encourage her to go more that way than the way that she was going.
Yeah, because they even said it like, oh, well, Tania doesn't want to be a traditional wife. She doesn't want to be a traditional bride.
Right.
she just wants to do her own thing. But like, it's a wedding. You're supposed to be a bride. It's okay to look like a bride. Go ahead and be a bride.
Yeah. And then as her segment goes on, we like touch into that comment a little bit further. Like one of the friends kind of like diagnosed or uncovers what Tanya's fear is around being a bride. So let's get into that.
Well, before we get into that, babe, they put the veil on her
Oh,
because
yeah,
they want
right.
to see her.
She did not want that veil. And
She's like, I don't want it. Yeah.
All right, give me a veil.
Yeah, and we'll read into that too. Well, as soon as we get into the friend and everything, because that friend fucking was key in this whole thing.
She's the only real friend.
So they put the veil on her, and she's very adamant to wearing a fucking veil. I don't know why. I didn't get why. And she's like, "Oh, I don't want it." Because
it's bridey. Like, there's no other way at the time that you would wear a veil except being a bride.
It's not. It's bridey. Yes, you're right. It pretty much says like you're a bride.
Right.
You're a bride. You're a bride. That's it. And she doesn't want to wear it because she doesn't want to be a bride because she knows in her heart she shouldn't be a bride. Remember like the other day when I told you like I don't feel like I deserve things?
Yeah, that was hard for me to hear you say because I don't think that about you.
But I do deserve them.
You do. But you hold yourself back for a variety of reasons.
And I feel like Tanya's doing just that.
Yeah.
I feel like she's holding herself back because she knows she's been shitty to Sinjin and that she doesn't deserve a wedding. And in her head, she's going, I don't deserve to be a bride. Anything that indicates that she should look like a bride, like the dress and the veil, like everything, she doesn't want it because she knows she doesn't deserve it.
Do you think it's that she doesn't deserve it, or do you think that she doesn't really love... I almost called him Kanye. What is wrong with him?
Kanye.
She doesn't deserve Sinjin.
She doesn't deserve him. She knows deep inside she doesn't deserve him and she's been treating him like shit.
Yeah.
And that's why she's so against this. That's what happens when you're against something. You're like, you don't want it.
I feel like she's at the point where she's going to start getting like physical symptoms of like having a reaction to the no of this. Like I feel like she's going to start getting hives or like start like fainting or something like that because she's like lying to herself so much that it's going to manifest physically. Yeah. Like that's how hard I think she's telling her no inside, but yes outside.
Right. So, yeah. So that's one. That's one. So then one of her friends, I don't think they put a name on her. I don't remember which one, but one of them
there were 3 names.
No, there were
the
4 girls.
Alex.
There were 4 girls.
Including her sister?
The sister and Rohana. So it was 6 people.
No, I think it was just
no,
5.
dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So there was 2 girls, 3 girls, the sister, and the mom. So one of the girls asked her about Sinjin. She's like, all right, so like what happened? And Tania's like, well, basically I told Sinjin that he's not my soulmate.
Cool.
He's like in this relationship where I'm his soulmate, but I told him he's not my soulmate. I told him my soulmate was my first love.
Yeah,
and everybody's looking at her like, why the fuck did you say that?
Yeah,
they're all even like they're just shocked.
Yeah,
that she even said that to him.
Yeah, and they're trying to be like, this is how I interpret their words. Like they're trying to be like kid gloved with Tania because I think she's an explosive person and like she needs to be handled.
Yeah.
But they're still trying to be like, that was pretty cruel of you. Like, how is he feeling? How did you make him feel? I would feel terrible if I was Sinjin. That's like the consensus among the group.
That's funny that you say that they're all pretty much just like dancing around her.
Yeah.
Because they know she's very like explosive.
Yeah.
That's funny that you picked that up.
She
I didn't
goes
pick on
after
that.
People.
She looks like she would.
Yeah.
And I feel like the friends know that, so they're like, Tania, listen, I don't want to be a bitch, but what you said, not nice. Yeah. Instead of being like, dude, that's fucked up.
Right. Because they can't. No one can be honest with her.
Nobody can.
You know, she can be honest with all these other people, but no one can be honest with her.
Except that one friend.
Right. So lucky Tania to have that one friend.
Yes.
But yeah, that one friend was key. She felt really, really bad for Sinjin. And then that's what I was alluding to before when we were talking about like why she doesn't feel like a bride or doesn't want to feel like a bride. Because the friend was like, well, no wonder, like she's fearful of getting married. Like she's fearful of commitment. Like it doesn't feel like the right thing for her because she like has... I don't want to say eyes for other people, but like she kind of has her head turned by saying like, oh, like I had a soulmate before. And she even said to Sinjin, like, I might go back to him at some point. I don't know.
Jesus. Oh my God, this girl is fucking crazy.
And there is one thing for having radical honesty in relationships. I think that is very, very important, but not when it's to harm the other person, and not when the other person is like at a level where he is, or whoever is being honest too, but it's like, it's just like him being honest. It's not like the Tania who's like her being honest, but her honesty also hurts people. Like her sister was saying about how Tania says things very wrong. Like it doesn't come out the way Tania intends it to. In her head.
Sometimes she's very hurtful when she says whatever she says.
Right. And I guess everyone knows that about her, but Sinjin doesn't know her that well. Or Sinjin doesn't have to like give her those kind of accommodations to like know that about her. And I mean, I think the sister is very nice to like say that about her, saying like, I know that this, I think she means well.
It's her sister.
I don't think she means that well.
I don't think she, I mean, I think she does mean well.
You do? That's nice.
But at the same time, she wants to be hurtful. She wants to be that one person that is like, I'm honest with everybody.
Right.
But in reality, it's like, no, there's a difference between honest with somebody and being an absolute dick.
Right. I think that's what I was trying to say.
You're a total dick.
Right.
She's a dick. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny that you say that.
She is a dick.
But the one friend, she was just like, why would you say that to him? Right. I mean, everybody was like, why are you saying that? Why would you do that? But that one friend was like, dude, you probably crushed him. Like, the poor guy. Like, I feel bad for him now.
Right. And
she's just sitting, Tania's just sitting there going, like, oh, yeah. But what about me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't like, she's so selfish in a way. She doesn't really like consider how Sinjin is feeling. Right.
She doesn't even mention it. She's like, we slept in separate beds. Like, we didn't talk. Like, she talks about it like as how it impacted her.
Right. And the friends are like, yeah, no shit.
Right.
You just told him he's not your soulmate.
Yeah.
And that's funny. And then her sister was like, well, I mean, shouldn't you like think about that? Like, maybe you guys should talk before you actually, have a wedding.
Right.
Like, wouldn't you talk about this before? And she's like, well, I mean, you really don't know because, like, there's no one tells you how marriage is going to be. Like, there's no really a guide or anything. And this is just like, your heart does. Your heart tells you when.
Tells you, like, how sure you should be about that person that you're going to marry. And Tania, the sister's so smart.
Yeah, she really is. And Tania's like, no one does.
Right.
There is no marriage guide.
There's no textbook about this.
I was like, why do you need to reply? Like, why do you need to repeat that again, Tania? We got it the first time. We ignored it. Then you repeat it again. We don't care for it.
No, that's not what everyone... That's not like the thing that everyone thinks.
Your sister had the right answer. And then you just like, no, shut up. This is my day.
Right.
I'm Tania.
Yeah. It was so crazy. She just said flat out no. And then the sister was like, oh, okay, just no. Like, just no. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she comes back with like, well, that's why they call it a leap of faith, Tania. Like, you may not know, but you may have a good solid feeling about this. Very nice.
Yeah.
So it's called a leap of faith.
It's called The Leap of Faith. I feel like that should have been the name of the title. I mean, the name of the episode.
Well, we didn't watch part 2 before we named it.
That's true. All right. Well, joining us here tonight is Ryan and Mitch.
They're little wine buddies.
They're naked men.
No, they're beach men.
Oh, I'm sorry. They
were at a beach party.
On top of our wine glasses.
Yeah, but let's explain a little further because that was a weird segue. So we were talking about Tania, and then Miguel brought these 2 little naked men out of his pocket.
They're not naked; they're beach men.
Right? They have bathing suits on, but so these are like little wine identifiers that you can hang off the top of your wine glass, and they're just like really cute and adorable. And then they have little names on the back of their bathing suits, kind of like Juicy suits when they used to say Juicy on them.
Or babe.
And or like laugh or whatever.
Or fat.
So yeah, that's how you can identify which wine is yours.
pH fat, by the way.
Right. When they had baby fat.
Yeah.
Another 2001 gem.
Oh man, yeah. Girls used to wear those pants and I hated them.
Why?
And they used to
wanted to wear them?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I think I got to wear them before.
That doesn't
maybe like a
surprise
wrestling
me.
show or something like that.
Okay.
And then they had the Adidas on. They had like the white Adidas with the strap. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Those are coming back.
Those are coming back, yeah.
Anyway, this is a major tangent.
Yeah, sorry. Let's hop on the 90DF Express right now and head over to LA to see Blake and Jasmin. By the way, 19 days to wed, and Jasmin's parents just arrived in LA. They're meeting up with Blake's mom because, they all want to meet, and Blake explains that very well. Like, hey, well, like any family, like you want the in-laws to get along very well. So Blake thinks it's very essential for the parents to get along, for like the relationship to grow and whatever. Blake's mom, which by the way, her name is Kerline? Kerline?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Kerline. No, you're right.
Okay, so Kerline asks them, it's like, oh, well, how was your flight? And they were just like, long. And I was like,
Cool.
Nice. And then they interview mother Jasmin, and she's like, well, LA is interesting. It's big, very dangerous. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, maybe she drove through Tent City and was like, whoa.
I mean, that place seems
also,
dangerous, but...
Yeah, did you notice when they were walking into the restaurant, the inside of the doors, like the interior part of the doors, had a height chart on it? So they probably have a camera right before that door, and then they can, like, height the person or measure the person who's robbing them. I feel like that's the only time I've ever seen, like, a height chart on a door like that.
I didn't notice.
So it's probably like, it might be a high crime restaurant.
Jesus. I think most restaurants have them.
I've never seen that on a restaurant.
Wow.
I feel like the only other place I've seen that is like a convenience store, like a 7-Eleven or something.
Yeah. Oh, man. So the parents ask about the wedding, and Blake says that it's going well. They're going to have a small ceremony in a park that, where he had a lot of great memories as a child, and it just means a lot to him.
That's so cute. That's
and Jasmin,
really nice.
And Jasmin just goes, I like small weddings.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If she has social anxiety, she loves like the minimum people who would be there.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. So then Kerline asks Jasmin about working, and Jasmin says, fuck no.
Yeah, she
I don't
was like,
work.
We've already talked about this, and no, I don't want to work.
And she even says, like, I even told you that I don't want to work. And her parents are like, yep, you did.
Yeah.
You sure did.
Yep.
Yeah, you showed us that you don't want to work.
Yeah, she said Blake's cool with that, and she's choosing that lifestyle because she wants to work on her inner peace and have a good mind.
Which to any person that grew up working hard as, like, as a kid going into their teens and just work hard all their life, to hear those words, it's like, what the fuck did you say?
Right. Sometimes you can do both.
Yeah, Kerline is not pleased.
Yeah, not pleased at all, because she keeps making the point over and over again.
Yeah.
The United States is a place where you need 2 incomes, and her son is not the kind of person, like, he doesn't have the bank account to support another person like that long term.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He might be the VP of the record label, but he doesn't have money like that.
Who does?
Nobody does.
Very rare. So, yeah, she's saying, like, maybe she'll do a little social media on the side. Okay.
All right.
Some people make a job out of that, but, like, I think you have to do social media plus YouTube, and she doesn't seem like a YouTube star.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of makeup tutorials. So,
there's
what do you
enough
have,
out there.
Jasmin? What do you really have to offer?
I know. So, yeah, needless to say, Kerline is not cool with that at all. But her parents are fine. But they think that she may need to change her mind because she's, like, being very stern about that decision.
Right.
But otherwise, they don't seem that invested.
Mother Jasmin was like, well, somebody has to earn the money.
Right.
It's like, yeah, no kidding. Both
Good
of them.
job.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Somebody should get money for food, too. Mm-hmm. Somebody should pay this bill. I loved hanging out with that lady. If we go to a restaurant together, somebody should wait on us.
Who do you think would pay for that bill?
Oh, that bill was totally on Blake.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah. The parents are not going to pay. Janet is useless. Jasmin is useless. The mom is like, this is your fucking problem. So Blake has to pay for that bill. 100%.
Welcome to your new life, Blake.
Yes. So yeah, you're right. Kerline schools them pretty much about like needing to have a double income.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Jasmin is not having it. She actually thinks it's very rude of her to ask them about their income.
Yeah.
And her main priority right now, and strongly believe that she's not the only one. I think literally every single person on this planet has the same priority.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not to work.
Right. I mean, some people like really like it, but like I would call it like the things you're passionate about. And some people are really passionate about work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this is work to us. Like we don't get paid for it, but like I consider this work. And we're passionate about it.
We really do like this.
We really do.
And I hope you guys like it too. I really hope that people enjoyed listening. I mean, that's what we want, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it just like validates.
I mean,
the whole
even
thing.
Roberta say that she feels like we're just like she's talking to friends,
right?
So that's what we want. We want to feel like we have friends everywhere, you know, and we want
Roberta.
to feel hi Roberta, and then we just want to feel friendly. I don't know. This is dumb. What am I saying?
No, you're totally saying the right thing. Like that's what we want it to feel like. Just two friends. You know, you and I are friends.
Yeah, we're just friends,
first.
by the way.
Yeah, right.
Any single ladies, hit me up.
No, hey.
Yeah, I'm just doing my Tania thing, where I point to the
Right.
camera.
Well, we are drinking some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, just had some wine.
By the way, I need another pour.
Babe, no.
You're
no
closest to the
more
wine.
No
But yeah,
more.
we are two friends talking about a
Heck
show
yeah.
we really care about.
And
then
we're just friends.
we have a relationship too, and we overlay that with like talking about their relationship.
Do you still love me, love?
Yes, I can say that.
Ah, shit. All right, well, damn.
I'm not like Natalie, who has not been on this episode, by the way. It's been refreshing. Who do you hate more, Natalie or Tania?
Oh my God, like that even has to be a question. Tania, of course.
Okay. Who does everyone else hate more?
Tania. No, I don't need to. I'll answer for everybody. I'll say Tania.
I don't know. After the last episode, like, I think Natalie is worse in a way.
Yeah,
because
but
she's
Natalie-
like outwardly being mean. She can't control herself being this mean.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Natalie is just as crazy as she is beautiful.
Yeah.
So she can do whatever she wants.
I also think Natalie's mentally ill, so I give her like a little break.
I don't think she's, well, maybe. I don't know.
I think someone would like write something on her chart and she could get medicine for it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think she
you're right.
checks some boxes of the DSM.
Yeah.
Just going to say it like that.
Jesus. Well, I think Natalie is beautiful in the inside
That's nice.
of her house. Womp, 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 womp.
Wow. That's what deserves the horn?
That's right. Yeah, because that was a funny joke inside her house.
But let me poke holes in that joke.
See that? It's
All
hilarious.
of these people were in their houses when they met each other. They have the internet.
Yeah, inside her house. Whatever. It's a funny joke.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
And I just need an excuse to play the horn. So, I love that horn. By the way, thank you so much for the people that were so pro horn. There was at least a few, I know, straight out of Compton,
Yep.
Ty, and there's a lot more people that I don't remember. I don't have the things out that were like, yes, keep the horn on. Keep it. And there was like maybe like one or two people that were like, no, don't.
Yeah,
overuse
but
it.
passionate about no, don't use the horn. And I just want to say, too, we just had our 100th review. If you go to our Instagram, 90df_ I want my podcast, I just posted to our stories the 100th review. And it's from Gravity Girl 981.
AKA my new best friend.
The title of it is Pro Horn. The number of stars she gave is 5. And all she wrote in the in the body was "keep the horn." Period. That was our 100th review.
Yes.
What a hell of a review.
That's all I need.
Yeah. This
That's
is
all
the
I need.
most divisive issue of this podcast. We talk about religion, we talk about culture, we talk about personalities, we talk about mental health, and the biggest like divisive topic is the horn.
Yeah, the horn has really brought,
It's pretty good.
divided everybody.
It really has.
All right, so guys, real quick, we're just gonna play an ad for you guys. This is from a new sponsors, which are called Fan Dummies.
Cool.
Fan Dummies.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg.
I'm Erin.
And I'm Jessica.
And we are the Fan Dummies podcast. At Fan Dummies, we cover superhero, sci-fi, and fantasy fandoms.
Come join us as we nerd out about TV shows, movies, and comics that we love.
It's like fandom therapy every Monday and Thursday.
Just go over to fandummies.com, and on the very main page, we have a giant subscribe button. Click that subscribe button and check us out. Thanks.
They sound cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they really do. So, guys, please go subscribe to fandummies.com. And yeah, they have a really cool podcast. They geek out about TV, movies, comic books, games, and a lot more. So if you like science fiction and fantasy, that's a podcast for you. So that's at fandummies.com. Check them out.
Sounds great. I have so many friends who are into comic books.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, maybe we should tell them to go join fandummies.com.
Fandummies, yeah.
Cool. All right, as of right now, we're going to get on the 90DF Express, and we are going to head over to Portland, Oregon.
Let's do it.
To see how the wedding day is going between Emily and Sasha.
Yeah. Well, Sasha couldn't sleep all night, so I think he's a little nervous.
He is? You think he's nervous?
Yeah.
I don't know. Watching this this episode made me think that maybe Sasha won't cheat this time. I think this one's This is the right one. I think
third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. Yeah, I think so. I think this is it. Yes. So, anyways, he needs to call his mom.
Yeah, he wants to start the day on a high note, so he calls his son Danielle and his mom. So he calls Danielle, and like it's a call with a kid like who he doesn't have much of a relationship with. That's very clear from this call. The kid's not like totally responsive to what he's saying, and I don't know. But the point is, like, he cares a lot about Danielle. He wants things to be different, and he wants to bring him here either to visit or to live when Sasha gets this green card.
Yeah, and that kind of like remind me of my dad.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, when I used to go from my grandma's house, my ex-mom's mom, and I used to go from there to my dad's mom's house, which is my other grandma's house.
It's about 15 feet away.
Yeah, it's really close.
Right?
Yeah, it's very close.
But the two families don't talk.
They talk, but they're not like best friends. But they're very nice to each other.
That's good.
So I used to go there, and like every Sunday, my dad would call, and I would spend about like 5 to 10 minutes talking to him. And he would ask me about school and friends and like
that's so
what
sweet.
toys you like, and like he would just like we would talk. I was young, so I didn't really appreciate it as much as I would now.
Right.
But this scene kind of like brought back those memories of like my dad calling and me having to go there like every Sunday to talk to him.
Yeah.
Funny thing, my dad still calls Mexico every Sunday.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that's
he talks
really nice.
to everybody, his sister, my grandma, brother, whoever's in there.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. And he never misses church.
Yeah, that's so nice.
And when he was a boy, he was the perfect boy. He'll never tell you that he made mistakes. He was perfect. Everybody loved him.
Well, he's a very nice
Just
boy.
an ongoing joke,
No,
I
he's
guess.
very nice.
He always says that. Every time we like messed up or something, he's like, I wouldn't do that because I was a perfect kid.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we know. We
That's
know
funny.
that. We know. So yes, Sasha wants to bring his kid here, whether, just to live or to visit. But he still wants to take care of his son. So I feel like he's growing now, and he's being more mature, and he's being more, he's taking more responsibility for his, I don't want to say mistakes, but he's taking more responsibility of his life.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a good sign because, like, I feel like that means he's feeling comfortable. Like, he's feeling supported. He is in a good place in his life to be able to do those things.
Yeah.
That takes, like, a lot of, like, courage and time. And I'm proud of him.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like Sasha now. By the way, you said his name was Alexander, and I was like, no, I think his name is just Sasha. And then he said in one of the episodes that his real name is Alexander, but Sasha is just like a nickname.
Yeah, it's a Russian nickname for everyone. Like, for example, I made a new friend this year who is from Russia, and she's in marketing. She's building a company here in the U.S. because they're trying to like branch out internationally. And her name is Alexandra, but everyone calls her Sasha. So
Perfect.
I think it's just like a I don't know if it's like cutie or like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a nickname that people go by that's kind of like endearing.
Yeah, we'll find out. If anybody is from Russia or knows what we're talking about, please let us know at 90df_ I won my podcast.
That's right.
Or on Facebook, send us a message or email. I won my podcast at gmail.com.
Right.
Cool. We've been getting a lot of emails now too.
We have. People have been reaching out to like ask what we are, you know, like what we mentioned on the podcast, ask follow-up questions. And it's honestly so much fun. I freak out every time we get a new email.
I do too. It's so fun.
And I wanted to follow up on that just while we're here at this point. On episode 10, part 2, I mentioned a book that I was reading that was kind of like a life improvement thing. And someone asked me what the book was called. And I wanted to follow up in case anyone else was interested, but like too shy to ask. It's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And as I mentioned, it's like from the 80s. They have updated versions too. And it's been translated to like over 100 languages. So there's one for everyone out there.
Perfect.
I know. And it's really great. I finally finished it and I feel good. I think it like really helped like shift my mindset and perspective. And I'm thinking more positively.
You seem happier.
About, yeah. Just because I'm like perceiving the world as like a better place than I initially did.
And what's the name of the book again?
You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, go on Amazon and just get it.
Go, yeah, and it'll be at your local library
or something. Yeah. Cool.
Both.
All right, back to the show. Betsy walks into the room.
We have to talk about the mom's call. So he talked to his mom too. And all I remember that was valuable from the mom, what the mom said, was she said, "I'm glad you fell into a good woman's hands who loves you and understands you."
And that means a lot. When your mom says that about your significant other, you have a good person in your hands.
Yeah.
My mom says that about you all the time.
That's so nice.
And I'm always like, yeah, I know, lady. I know.
Oh, my God.
What do you think I picked her?
That is very nice.
No, she really loves him.
No, I love her. Hey, Kelly.
So, all right. So back to Betsy, because I just want to get into Betsy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're Betsy fans at this moment.
I was like, at first I was like, fucking Betsy. Like, what's your problem? But like now I'm like, fucking Betsy.
Yeah, I get her now.
Yeah, like I get it. She's coming from a good...
Yeah.
She's trying to be nice. She's trying to protect her sister. But I feel like now she's like... She like understands now that this isn't about her. It's about her sister, her life, and David.
And her jabs are less personal now. They're more funny.
Yes.
Like she kind of like graduated them.
Well, you see that talk that they had?
Yeah.
It kind of just like, it made her personality seem more relatable and more charming. So now when she says something, we don't think she's coming from a negative place. We think she's coming from like I'm just busting your balls kind of way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem as aggressive as it used to. And because she's not being like that.
You have encouraged me to like have those kind of conversations with people before. And I'm like too shy to, you know, like I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine like, you know, being that intimate with someone to be like, wait, I said this thing. I don't know if you interpreted it as bad or good, but like, I just want to like clear the air and be like, you know, I'm sorry if you were hurt by it, you know, that kind of thing. Because I like don't do that. And you're always like, well, just fix it by saying this. And you're right. It is so easy. Like just seeing that in person, like it's so much easier than I thought it would be.
Because like as soon as you open up to somebody, it's like they understand that you're opening up. They don't just brush it off and they're like, whatever, get away from me. They understand that you're like that this was they want to do the same thing but they can't.
Right.
So when somebody shows up to them and you show them like, this is me, I'm vulnerable, and like here's what I think. This is what I think I did to upset you, and you kind of like apologize or like make true whatever you do.
Right.
They understand because they want to do the same thing. So they go, okay, all right, and they see you with different eyes. Remember we were watching that show, AJ and the Queen?
Yeah, such a good show. Everyone go watch it on Netflix.
It's amazing. It's an amazing show.
Yeah.
And she goes to this bar, and to do a show, and there's one particular character. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
but-
it's Anthony something from Massachusetts. He was on Sex and the City.
So Anthony something from Massachusetts. He was one of the queens.
He's famous.
He's famous too. He's one of the queens, and they had like a little fallout.
Drag queen.
And yeah, he's a drag queen, and they had a fallout, and RuPaul ended up being like the bigger man because he was like, you know what, like I fucked up. My club is not happening, and I lied, and you know I feel sorry. I'm sad, and I don't want to take it out on you. And then they kind of like make peace with each other, and then they're good. So you know what I mean? Like just as soon as you make peace with somebody else, you're good. They see you for you being honest, and they understand it because at the end of the day, they're human people. They're human beings too.
That's
so.
accurate. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's just a reminder, like that actually works. I mean, it doesn't work on everyone, but it like 99% of the time it works.
Just be honest with people. Talk to them. My mom, my dad, they always taught me that. They'll just be honest. My uncles, they always said, just be honest with people. Say what you want to say, but make sure it comes from here, from the heart, so people can really understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's so nice.
But anyways, babe,
what?
Betsy walks into the room with her dress, and she's like, do you like my dress, Emily? And Emma's like, yeah, whatever, Betsy. It's fucking this.
Right. Well, it wasn't the right like color palette she was going for, but like, what kind of color palette could you get?
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
5 people.
Betsy was so worried about her dress that she didn't really think about the fact that her sister Emily is thinking about the wedding and how rushed it was.
Yeah.
So she thinks that she's gonna care about her dress. I'm like, Betsy, what are you
bet,
doing?
Like, I think like they have the dynamic where like what's her name? Emily is like the judgmental sister, and Betsy is like the one that's like trying to like, you know, pedal fast enough to keep up with Emily. So I feel like that's where they're coming from. Okay. But I think Betsy's the winner now. Like I don't think Betsy has to have the same insecurities that they had growing up.
She shouldn't.
Yeah.
Betsy, you are funny.
So yeah, and I want to say too, like, but you know, besides that, even if she didn't get the right color palette to her dress or whatever, it was a lovely dress, and she was a good bridesmaid or maid of honor because she turns to Emily and she's like, "Do you need anything?" And Emily's like, "A mimosa," and she made it happen.
Yeah, she went into the dining room and she popped up, opened a bottle of champagne.
Yeah,
and then she goes, "Sasha,
yeah,
come here."
I love this part.
And Sasha comes in, and she's like, "Here, have this." And he's like, "Orange juice, very good."
Yeah.
And then he like smells it and sips it. He goes, "There's some champagne." She's like, "Yeah,
that's right."
And it's like, "Okay, it is a happy day.
Yeah,
I drink champagne."
And she made him so much more fun.
Yeah.
100%. Like, remember when they were wrapping the bouquet and with the blue ribbon to like make it beautiful? And he was like, "This is a girly thing." And I think Betsy thought that they were talking about like what they were drinking. And she was like, "Drinks aren't girly, drinks are for everyone." And he's like, "Well, what about margaritas?" And she's like, "You know, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a feminine word." But anyone can drink margaritas. That was a funny conversation.
Men drink all the time. Men drink margaritas all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem like they had like a really fun exchange.
Right.
And, like
he was
Sasha,
doing some wordplay and she was like getting into it.
Yeah. Sasha is it's very happy, and you know he and Betsy are like now like he pretty much notices the change in her. You know, they look like they're getting along and everything. And then they do a little talking head with Sasha where he explains how his wedding, the first wedding that he had, was very expensive and there was like a big restaurant and it cost a lot of money. And he's just happy that this one is small and it's okay that it's small and didn't spend all the money because, you know, he's marrying the person that he's in love with.
Right. So it doesn't matter. That's refreshing. I will say that. Very refreshing.
So then he gets ready. How does he get ready, babe?
He gets fully naked on camera so we can see the results of his personal training.
I guess, yeah, he's
How good
advertising.
he is.
You can find it on his YouTube page.
Right.
Alexander Lorin. He has 134 subscribers, and he does different kinds of workouts. So I think you'd be
We should try one.
Yeah, we should, but also we shouldn't.
We eat enough that we should try one.
Yes, but you know? You know. So, anyways, he's working out, like you said. He's showing off his butt, his abs, his
hot bod,
and everything. And he dresses up. And then what's the next step? What does he do?
Not put on a tie.
And right before that, he starts shadow boxing in front of the mirror.
Right.
I was like, what are you doing, Sasha? But I guess that's how he gets pumped up to get married, you know?
That's right. It's worked every time.
Yes. So he walks down to the beach where they're going to have a little ceremony. And I don't know how they did it, but they got Stan Lee to officiate their wedding. That is impressive, considering the fact that he's dead. But good job, guys. Good job. No, he's talking to the what do you want to call it? The officiant, yeah. So he's just talking. They're having a good time.
Yeah,
whatever.
it seems nice.
And then Emily comes down.
Yeah,
with
but
her
before
dad.
that, the mom, Emily's mom,
What does she do?
she's like, I think we did a really good job on a tight budget and a tight timeline, which is like the resounding answer among everyone. Everyone's like mentioning that.
Right. Yeah.
I think they're used to one thing, and this is like a little bit different.
Yeah, you gotta pat yourself on the back every once in a while,
Especially
for doing something you're not used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're probably not used to a small wedding, so they did what they could, and actually it was fine.
Right, and the officiant looked like a really nice person.
Yeah.
So they won in that way.
Yes. So then Emily comes down with her dad, which I didn't know was her dad, and I have to say she looks very pretty.
Yeah.
And even she says that she's like, "Yep, I'm ready to marry the love of my life."
So nice.
So Sasha's a little nervous, but he's like, "Oh, you know what? I'll let you tell me what I have to say." And the officiant was like, "Yeah, that's normally how it goes, Sasha. That's normally how it goes."
Right. What is this, your first time?
Yeah. What is the first rodeo? So
I wonder, I should say too, like, I wonder if his weddings have been Orthodox before too. Like Orthodox Christian, like what, I forget what Russian people celebrate, but it's like Orthodox something. I think it's Christianity.
Orthodox babes.
Okay. So yeah, but I mean, that's a one where like you kind of know what's going on, but also like you really have to follow along too. So this shouldn't be that weird for him. That's my point.
Yeah.
But they make it through the ceremony.
They do.
It's very nice. They're happy.
Yes, very.
And her mom is so nice to say, like, I'm just so happy Emily is marrying someone she really wants to marry, and like that's what makes this a good thing. So that's great. And then Sasha gets a talking head with Emily, and he's squinting with one eye the whole time. I think you said like the sun's probably in his eyes.
Yeah.
But it was just hilarious because he was just like I can't even show it, but
Yeah. He
you know,
like one eye's like closed.
really closed. He looked very drunk, and he was trying to focus on one thing.
Yeah. He did look a little drunk. But I think that the what really stole the wedding was David's outfit.
Oh yeah, you loved that.
Yes, he looked like a little baby boozer with his Jimmy Buffett outfit that he had on. I was like, this kid is ready to go to Margaritaville right now.
100%.
But yeah, so that to me was what stole the show. But other than that, they did it.
Yeah.
They got married.
They really did.
And now something that I asked you when we watched it, and this is in relation to a show that we pretty much fell in love with.
Cheer.
Do you think that after the wedding, Sasha and Emily jumped into the ocean?
Oh yeah, Cheer.
Navarro style?
Yeah. I wish he picked her up. Like when he picked her up, he like walked into the ocean and threw her in.
Guys,
but I don't think she'd put up with that.
Yes. Guys, please do yourself a favor. Go on Netflix right now and watch Cheer.
It's so good.
It is an amazing documentary about cheerleading, and it's incredible. It's the things that these people go through. It's just amazing.
It'll change your mind about cheerleading.
I mean, it didn't change my mind. I still think that I don't like it.
You don't think it should be an Olympic sport now?
It should. What?
It should be an Olympic sport.
No, it shouldn't.
Oh my God. Yeah, the training that's involved with it, it should 1,000% be an Olympic sport.
It shouldn't.
Sign my petition. It should be an Olympic sport.
Oh, babe, you don't have a petition.
I have to create one.
Well, go on Netflix and watch Cheer. It's really good.
They should rebrand it and call it something else. Like, and then it can become a sport, less about like cheering on other teams and like other sports.
Yeah.
It should become like I don't know, basket tossing or like something like match.
That's called basketball,
match
babe.
formation, or like I'm trying to think of like the words they use, but
okay.
It's just like pyramid schemes or like something like that.
It is a pyramid scheme.
No.
They tell you.
No, but they do a lot of pyramid work.
Wow.
Or like throwing, or I don't know.
Human throwing.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of human throwing, my boy? Yes, man. Mm-hmm. I have. Yes, man. So yes, that was the wedding. They're very excited. Then Betsy opens up the champagne and says, "You know what? To Emily and Sasha."
Nice. Good one, Betsy.
Forever. Good one, Betsy.
Very nice.
Yes, very, very nice. All right. Well, that was a lovely wedding. We're gonna hop on the 90DF Express right now because we have one more couple to cover. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna head over to Nebraska to see how Anna and the boys are doing.
Yeah, especially after all the drama they've been through in the last 87 days.
And babe,
what?
2 days to wed.
Oh my God.
Yes.
88 days.
So what does Anna do for the family?
She takes them to what was the place called?
Scooters.
Yeah, mm-hmm. A family favorite. It looks like they have coffee drinks, maybe like pizza, flatbreads, sandwiches. Like that's the sense I'm getting. It's like a cafe with sit down.
And Anna wants to take them there because she has something very important to tell them.
Basically, she's breaking the news to the boys that Mursel is coming back.
Yes.
Great.
I know, right?
I think they needed a little bit more than scooters. Maybe like a barcade or something.
Right. Somewhere where they're like, they're like, yeah, whatever. Give me more change. Mm-hmm. You know?
Right.
Scooters did not do the trick.
Mm-hmm. Let's like break down the whole thing. So Anna starts out, they're all sitting down at the table. And Anna is just like unnaturally asking questions about Joey. She's like, so Joey, like, how's band going? And it's like she's never asked the question before. And then Joey's responding like she has never asked him a question ever about his personal life.
Which obviously she hasn't.
Yeah. Or maybe she has and Joey's just like that. I don't know. And then Gino breaks the tension and he's like, so what are we doing here? Like just flat out. Like it looks like they had already eaten and like she just like waited till the last minute.
Okay.
That was funny to me.
Yeah.
And then flat out, like, no, like, preamble or anything besides, like, the dinner and, like, whatever they were doing. Anna says, Mursel is coming back. And we're all like, I mean, I know, but what? Like, how do you just say it like that? And Gino is surprised, but he's fine with it because he thinks that Mursel is nice. And he recognizes that his mom is in love with him, which I was shocked about. I thought Gino would go the other way. I thought Gino was open at the start, and then he'd be closed after Mursel ditched
Yeah,
them.
but he's a very emotional kid, and he likes it. So, I mean, he's not a bad person, so obviously he wants his mom to be happy. So this makes sense.
That's true. That is very true. Good point. And then Joey is like, do you have to get married? And Anna's like, I want to get married. And he's like, really? Okay. So...
And then he tries to find something to, like, pick about Mursel. So he goes back to the whole, like, oh, does his parents know about us?
Right.
Like, hoping that she says, well, no, but so that he can have a reason to hate him, to hate Mursel. But Anna's like, oh, no, they know. They know
about you.
They're very well aware of you guys.
Which makes it kind of like a null issue now. Like, obviously that means, like, they know, they don't care. So let's drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Leo says nothing, which I was really surprised by. He's just like quiet. And then Anna like chimes in and she's saying like, you know, he left. Like part of the reason why he left was he was really homesick. And I was like, what?
Why are you lying, Anna?
That's not a good reason. And then now
Anna.
He's coming back forever. So he's going to be homesick forever and act the way he did forever. It makes no sense.
Lion.
Yeah. So, we're reminded after that, like, they only have until midnight, the day he arrives, to get married. And she's like, can I, like, expect all of you to attend?
Yeah.
And Gino and Leo, Gilo, are the only ones who RSVP yes to her. But then Leo says, I'll go, but I just don't want to be bored. Can you make it awesome?
Yeah, he doesn't want to get bored. Who does?
Who does? I mean, he's right to the point.
Joey asked if he has to. He's like, I don't really know Mursel.
He doesn't want to, and he's
I
like,
don't even know if he loves my mom.
Right.
Because the way he behaves and stuff.
Mm-hmm. The way he treats her, too.
The way he treats her, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, he doesn't want to support the wedding for Mursel, but he might be there for Anna.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he also says that he can't make it because he'll be busy that day.
Yeah. Which, like, he's such a 15-year-old.
Yeah. Poor Anna. She's upset by Joey's decision because, she explains that she's always been there for them and all she wants from them is just to be there for her that one day.
Yeah, but he's 15. I feel like they can say...
That's not an excuse, Joey.
She can say, like, I expect you all to be there. Like, we're leaving at 9 a.m. Like, get in the car.
Exactly. I was thinking about that. I was like, why are you telling them that would be a huge pleasure or, like, a huge honor if they showed up? Like, they're your kids.
Right.
If you want them to go home right now, they have to go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they have to go
do
whatever
that.
you tell them to.
Yeah. So that's a weird dynamic. Like, I feel like it's nice that she gives them the autonomy to decide and to actually say, like, I want to be there for you and to actually feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, seeing her give them so much autonomy is so crazy to me.
That is crazy to me as well.
Yeah.
But then again, I experienced it. My mom let me dress myself, so...
Mm-hmm. All in orange.
Yeah. This is your fault, Mom. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Let's get out of Nebraska right now. Let's hop on the 90DF Express and fly all the way to Winter Park, Florida, baby.
That's right.
Because we want to know how Annie and Robert are doing.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, 13 days to wed.
Yeah.
And they're going to Carrie's to squash the beef with Mr. Weird Guy and Foxy Diamond.
Yeah, we don't know his name.
I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, Annie didn't want anything to do with these people,
right.
but she's agreeing to meet with them just for the love of Bryson,
which is a great reason.
And also, she doesn't want bad energy around her. So,
I don't blame her.
Yeah, and the conversation started off pretty well. Everybody was talking, and Doofus was like, "I like your shirt. That's a nice color on you."
That was so weird. That was like the most like vain, weird compliment I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm. It really was. But I mean, he tried, I guess.
He tried. It went in with good intentions.
So then they cut into the what they're here to talk about. He says that they are very sorry because they came off a little aggressive last time they met, and they're here to basically what Robert said, just to squash the beef.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Annie just has complete silence after the weird man does his like little introduction, and Robert's like, "Did you understand what he said, babe?"
Yeah,
and she was like, "Yeah,
I know,
I did."
Yeah, he was very apologetic, and I actually thought this was gonna go well.
Yeah,
because Annie even was like, she kind of like put her guard down, because then they started talking about Bryson, and she was like, "Oh, Bryson is so funny. The other day I was talking to him, and he actually called me mommy, Right. And then she made like a little joke about like how Bryson loves her more than Robert, and weird doofus guy was like, actually, I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
And
it
then somehow twisted into this whole...
Yeah, well, he said, like, that's nice, but it makes me scared that Bryson's getting attached to you.
Oh, right. Which is like, why? Why are you scared? Like,
well,
shouldn't you be scared
that's
about,
a concern about, like, child development and, like, Bryson getting, like, again, super attached to Annie, and then, like, he ripped from him. Like, remember when he was saying, like, I'm going to celebrate Mother's Day every day because I have a mom now? Like, oh my God, that hurt my heart.
Bryson said that?
Sad. He said that in
Holy
one of the
shit.
first episodes.
I didn't even... Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'll never forget it.
Oh my God.
I know. So I think like maybe that weird man does have a little insight like that. It's not healthy for a child to like be really attached to someone who's in a relationship that's insecure. So that's why they're thinking like cut it off now before he gets too deep in it, because Bryson really does.
So you think that's where they coming from?
Yeah. So as much as I like see where they're coming from, or as much as I don't agree with it, I see where they're coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can take their perspective a little bit, but it's still like they're not coming from the right angle.
Business.
Yeah,
this is none of their business.
It's terrible. Like that's like a conversation to have alone with Robert,
And then they try to get on Annie's side a little bit. They ask her like, "Hey, did Robert deliver on any of the promise that
Right.
he made. And they start like talking about money because they pretty much think that she's here just for that. Thinking that they're going to talk about money and Annie's going to be like, yes, all I want is money. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything. Like, I just want money. That's what they were thinking because that's what they see.
Right.
Right?
That's what they've been hearing too.
Right.
They haven't had any in between like experiences where she's like, no, like, you know, the money is actually tabled, which I feel like she is a little bit more about now. Like now that we've seen her in the past 2 episodes, they haven't like been able to see that side of her.
Yeah. And then they start chatting a little bit back and forth. And then Foxy Diamond says that she really doesn't know how to express herself in words because I guess they don't teach you that in porn school. So she wants to write her a check and buy her a plane ticket back to the Dominican Republic.
Ugh.
You know what people say? That's a little bit racist.
Yeah.
This is a lot racist.
It's
this
a lot
like
racist.
Straight up racist.
It's a lot of assumptions. It's like a class thing, a money thing, it's an everything thing. So Robert and Annie rightfully freak out. Like they flip their shits.
Right. And the funny thing is like this whole time, Foxy Diamond and Doofus, they think they're doing her a favor.
Right. They keep saying that. It's
like,
coming from a good place.
Right. They're like, oh, we just want to give you an out.
Right.
You know, because Robert doesn't make a lot of money. We want to give you an out right now.
In case you're miserable and stranded and have no other way.
Right. And Foxy Diamond's like, if I was in a different country, I want people to give me money so I can go back to my country. I was like, that's you because you're useless.
Yeah, and you haven't learned enough about Andy and Robert at all. You're just telling them things.
You're just telling them what to do and what they need to do.
Yeah.
And Annie was very quick to tell them that mans and money doesn't control her. She stood her ground.
Yeah, she said, it's not your business what I'm doing here. You're not my sponsor. I want to be here, and I can be here.
That's right.
And she
you have the
on,
country.
What?
You have the key.
Yeah. Oh, memories.
Which was
from
Larissa.
Oh,
that was a
God.
Larissa moment.
That
right
was
there.
a very nice add-in. Very good, Boo. Let me clap for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and then I hate that she included this, but I feel like we need to report on this.
Go ahead.
Annie said, her money is nasty money. She's a porno star.
Look what
and
you do.
like,
She a porno star.
Whoa. So Annie's bringing like morality and like all of her like, you know, understandings to it.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. It's still money, Annie. Like you can't say that about money.
Right. Even Foxy Diamond
you can
was
in
like,
certain ways.
what do you want? $15,000?
Right.
If I was Annie, I would have been like, 15 million.
Right.
Give me 15 million.
Yeah.
Let's see if you got 15 million.
How good is it to work in the porno?
I mean, it's not that good.
Not that good from what we saw.
You have to be like very special and do way too many things. You have to produce your own videos. You have to be in charge of your own career.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, and you have to be big on social media and like really control all of your.
And I'll be
content.
honest with you. Before the show, I didn't even know who Foxy Diamond was.
No.
So, I mean, you have to be very, very special in the porn industry to make real good money. I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I learned from Tom Segura and Christina P.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, Mia Khalifa says she made like $13,000 in the industry. And she's one of the most well-known stars in the porn industry.
That's it?
Yeah, she didn't even make a lot of money.
That's
so
all
she made doing porn.
Wow.
$13,000. So I can't imagine Foxy Diamond has millions and millions of dollars just from taking it in the butt.
Right. Oh, jeez. Okay.
By the way, I am shutting down. I am no longer watching Foxy Diamond videos. I do not support her. I do not endorse this. I am done with the Foxy Diamond videos.
Good for you.
Thank
Good
you.
for
Somebody
you.
has to take a stand, you know? So,
Proud
and then
of
this
you.
is the funniest part. This is what really got me. They think they're doing Bryson a favor.
They do.
They're like, we're doing this for Bryson, you know? And Robert's like, whoa. If you care about Bryson, you should put that money in Bryson's bank account or be like, hey, can you buy this or buy him that?
That was a good point.
But you don't.
Right. They never have.
Yeah. And he tells her, it's like, you don't even care about Bryson. And Foxy goes, oh, yeah? Well, you can go fuck yourself. And I was like, good one, Foxy Diamond. Literally, Annie's bringing out more excellent points than you are saying full sentences. She said nothing during the whole time.
Right.
This is a weird conversation because it was everywhere.
Yeah.
I was very focused on Foxy and Annie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Doofus was fighting with Robert. But then Robert would fire at Foxy. And then Foxy would fire at Robert. And then Annie would fire at Doofus. And then Doofus would fire at both of them. And then they'll defend themselves and be like, fuck. I don't even know. I didn't really catch
it. It was
the whole
like
thing.
watching two sides of a war that was like two sides of a battle where everyone was shooting all the time. So I had to watch them multiple times to just keep up with like the accusations that were being fired.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just to like start out, like the weird man, whatever his name is,
Doofus.
his accusations were, I didn't bring you here, but I can send you back. And Annie was all like, call Donald Trump on me. And then he said, like, the money is not meant offensively. You're taking it the wrong way, which is never the right thing to say. And then he's like, here's the check if you want it. We're offering the money out of love, and we think that they would ultimately both be ecstatic that they just have this money on the table to kind of part ways. Like, they both have an out. So that's how they're seeing it. That's how they're interpreting it. This is, like, such a good example of, like, importance of perspective taking and, like, making sure you, like, understand the other person across from you's side and, like, ask questions about it instead of just making assumptions. Then Robert was like, he was like, why don't you give the money to Bryson for school? Like, you've never done that. Like, you should be telling Annie thank you for all she does for Bryson. Because
and he was very calm about that. He didn't
was.
yell. He didn't like snap. He was like very just like, listen, I'm going to be fucking real with you. Like, be thankful because she cares so much about Bryson and she takes care of him.
Right.
Because like, to be honest with you, where's their daughter?
Right. Yeah.
Where is she?
Where is she? Why aren't we talking about her?
Why are we talking about her?
Yeah. And that is something Annie said to him while they were shoe shopping for the red patent leather shoes. She was like, no one sees all the good I do.
They don't.
Yeah. And he's not exactly telling people either. But now he had the opportunity to say,
He did.
what she actually does for them and how important is she to them. Yeah. So then Stephanie, her main accusations were, you're just here for a good life. She's in America because she wants a green card. And that was pretty much it. That was really all Stephanie was saying.
I was like, good one, Stephanie.
And then Annie came back, the winner, the victor of this battle.
She did. She won.
Yeah. And she was saying to Stephanie, like, you don't actually care about Bryson. I've been here 2 months and you don't call him at all. He has to ask about you and then Robert has to call you for him. But you've never once reached out to him. And then she also, of course, brought up like her bias. You have a nasty job. You don't have quality morals to talk to me. Like basically,
which by the way,
you
I'm
are lower
boycotting
than
just
me.
for you, Annie. I'm boycotting that.
Wow. That is nice. And then she said, Stephanie doesn't have any respect for anyone, even herself. So I felt like that was like dipping in the pool too much of like judging her profession. But I don't think Stephanie has any respect for anyone. I don't know about the herself part, but for the first part of that comment, I feel like that's true.
I think Stephanie is just following along with what Doofus say.
Yeah, he's definitely the head.
She's the one with the like, you know, like the mentality like, wow, we need to get her out of the country.
Right.
And she's just going like, yeah, I guess so. When is my next shoot?
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't really know what she's talking about. She's just repeating things that he says. So.
Totally. I see that.
I feel like he's the kind of guy that will yell white power and then be like, no, it comes from a good place.
Right.
Come on, guys.
Right. I mean it like you're not thinking the way I mean
no,
it.
you don't know what I'm saying. Like, come on, guys.
Trying to like manage like what he's saying after the fact.
After he just said something. Jesus Christ. I'll send you back to your country. No, but I mean it in a good way. Like, I'll buy a ticket, first class. All right, Doofus.
Yeah, he's like not a welcomed addition to like this whole series. Like, I could really do without him.
Oh boy, what a show, huh?
I know. It was a lot.
What a show.
It was a lot.
So, I think that's it. Do you have anything else to add?
No, nothing for me. I think that was it. Yeah, part 2 was really chock full.
I think they're about to wrap it up.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
all
why.
heating up.
Yeah, it's all heating up because, I mean, we still have to hear from Mike and Natalie. We have to hear from Blake and Jasmin. We have to Mursel and Anna. Like, still, like, so I feel like we still have like maybe 1 or 2 more episodes before the tell-all. And by the way, if the tell-all is in New York, which like it always is, we need to know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Because we need to stand outside with our phones and cameras and flashes and being like, oh my
God.
God, Mike, what do you think about Natalie? Is she coming to the U.S.? Fraud by TLC, are they covered? What do you have to say about that, Mike? Mike, can we hear something?
You're just saying you're ready to take on Sean's role.
We.
Oh, I'm included now.
Oh, you've always been included.
Oh my God, thank you.
You always have been included, babe.
Cool.
You can do first part and I'll do the second part. No, we'll split it. But like we can just like, but like I don't want to be on the tell all as a host right now. I'm willing to work my way out. Yeah. My way up.
Okay. All right.
I'm willing
good.
to start from the bottom as paparazzi and then work my way into like production and then work my way into talent.
That's the way to do it.
So I feel like if we both stand outside of the doors when they walk in, you know, because they do like, you remember how Darcy came in with the big glasses? And,
oh, yeah.
And Paola came in like all covered up because she thought somebody was going to recognize her in an empty street.
Right.
So I feel like if we stand outside and just wait for them to come in, we would be so happy.
Right.
And they will be like, oh my God, fans.
Hey.
And we're like, oh my God, what do you have to say about this? Michael, do you think like aliens are real?
Yeah.
Do you think the president's a lizard?
We could go back and try and figure out like where it is. Like I have the general like understanding of where it is.
Definitely Tribeca. Do you think Tribeca?
No, a little before that, I think. Around Tribeca.
Okay.
Like it's along the High Line.
We got to check it out.
Yeah.
We'll do some research. All right. Let's get at it. Oh, before we go, let's read one review.
Okay. Yeah.
We already read one about the
yeah.
porn, which was amazing. Best comment ever. Best review ever, to be honest with you. But let's do another one.
Okay.
All right. So I picked one, and this one is titled. This one is from December 2nd, 2019, from Cloud 90 Day. The title reads, "Has potential." 3 stars out of 5. And it says, "Podcast has a lot of potential, but it is aggravating how long it takes for a new podcast to post. Why bother doing it at all?
Wow.
Disappointed. Moving on to Erin Martin."
Who's great.
Whoa.
She's a great podcaster too.
She really is great, yeah. I like Erin Martin. I like her podcast too. I think she's really, really funny. Why doing it at all? Because we love doing it.
Right.
And I love hanging out with Jenna.
That's right.
And it's nice to just sit down for a couple of hours and just talk about something that we both love.
It's true.
And are very passionate about.
And even better that people actually listen to it.
Yeah, I mean.
So as long as we know that people are actually listening to this, we're still going to do it. I think we started out with the expectation that no one was going to listen to us.
Yeah. And we take so long because, we put up everything on Patreon first, and then we put everything out to the general public. Because, like everybody else, this isn't our full-time job. We wish it was.
We really wish it was.
We would give you so much more. When we were working, we were, I think you quit your job for like 2 months before we moved here.
Right. No, I quit my job for like 3 days, and then we moved.
Okay, but then we had like a month or two that we were just like putting episodes out. We were pumping episodes like left and right on time, like the day off the show. Like every Sunday, we had that flexibility, but now we have work and we have to pay all the stuff. So, that's why it takes so long.
Yeah.
So,
and that's one of the reasons why we opened the Patreon. So, to make that kind of like difficulty easier.
Yeah.
So if anyone feels like they want us to be more on key with this and to make it possible for us to be more on key, then the best way to do that is to donate to the Patreon.
Yeah, join Patreon, support us, and the more money we make, the more time that we can spend doing this. Don't get me wrong, I love spending time doing this.
Right.
I would do it for free.
This is our main hobby right now.
Yeah, this is a hobby right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why it's always like.
Yeah. So we hope you come back around, Cloud 90 Day.
Sure, yeah.
Do you think it's the Cloudy Rainy Day podcast?
I hope not. I left them a good review.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it. They're nice people.
Okay. All right. Another podcast out there that everyone should listen to if you want a 90-day compliment. For everyone that doesn't feel as strongly as Cloud 90 Day and you don't mind waiting for the podcast, thank you so much for still listening to us.
Yeah, thank you so much for being so patient.
So much. Yeah, your patience is everything.
And again, did I already plug in the Instagram and Facebook?
We could say it again, though. If you want more from us, go to 90df_ I Want My Podcast on Instagram. Search us on Facebook, I Want My Podcast. And then, of course, join us on Patreon. That's a fun one.
And that's it. And also, go to fandummies.com.
Yeah. Go check what they're doing.
Subscribe to those guys. Awesome podcast. I would absolutely love it. And they talk about all the stuff that I really like science fiction and fantasy. Like I love Dragon Ball Z and anime. So I feel like this would be a great podcast to listen to. So I feel like you'll enjoy it too.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for listening. Jenna?
Thank you so much. That's the biggest main point. Thank you for everything.
And good night.
Good night.
Good night.